Episode 3 of Outer Banks Season 4 begins with Shoop questioning the group separately about Wes's death. The gang more than hold their own, but it's a bit weird that they're being questioned in the front room where the body was initially found. Surely this is contaminating the crime scene, right? Anyway, they're all truthful about how Wes thought he was cursed, but predictably they do lie about the amulet, of course. Chandler is not in a good way, and after the interviews he tells them how much of a shock this is. However, he's still going to honour the deal made for Wes's sake, and he wants the amulet. The others have a bad feeling about this though and don't hand it over, not trusting that he's being wholly straight with them. Given Groff still wants the amulet, the group realise there's more going on here than first meets the eye. After a lesson on nitric acid, the group manage to clear off the amulet and open it up, to find Arabic written inside. Sarah and John B drive off together to find one of John B's father's old friends. He invites them into the Islamic Center and agrees to check over the amulet. He confirms that the scripture is Kufic and it seems to be some sort of riddle. It's a message from Blackbeard to Elizabeth, and just like that he suddenly drops the amulet, scrambles backwards telling them it's cursed and that they need to leave. Well, that's not suspicious, is it? Remember the guy stabbed with a harpoon gun? Well, Leitner shows up at the hospital to get patched up. Unfortunately, one of the nurses ends up talking about JJ and Key night diving, and he immediately knows exactly who they are and where they're located. They lock eyes with each other, with the man menacing and clearly out for blood. JJ and Key realise the trouble they're in and are desperate to get out, but of course they're stuck there for 12 hours. The pair do manage to bust out and run, smashing the glass in the process, with JJ causing a big scene in order for Key to grab the patient file for this mysterious man. The group eventually reconvene, with Pope driving off with them. Within the file they have an address. This happens to be somewhere in downtown Pelican. Meanwhile, the autopsy report on Wes Jenrette reveals that he didn't die from natural causes. It seems he was strangled. And the man from the beach who was found? Well, he too has the same hand marks and strangulation. It seems we have a mass murderer on our hands. Pope and the others head down to downtown Pelican, where JJ and Key decide to act like they're on a date. They take their eyes off the ball though, and it doesn't take long for Leitner to show up. He speaks to a lady, who is called Captain in the subtitles for some reason, which Pope and Cleo spy from the beach. Pope decides to climb under the foundations that appear to eavesdrop, where he hears that the pair are apparently after something called the Blue Crown. He also knows that JJ and Key have the amulet and retorts the name of their boat. The four manage to slip away just in time before they're caught by Leitner, but it's clear that this confrontation is far from over. Part of this big plan includes Rafe. He and Topper discuss the property zoning and how that's going to impact the Pogues. Speaking of which, Sophia overhears Rafe bad-mouthing her behind her back, so she decides to take up Hollis's earlier offer in secret to convince Rafe into joining in as a partner on the property. She meets with Hollis and agrees to her offer of $25,000 in cash. As for Shoop, he decides to bring in Chandler Groff back for questioning to the station. However, we don't see much more of this storyline this episode. Sarah, meanwhile, does some digging into Elizabeth's history, including her ties to Morocco and how Blackbeard initially saved her. That Blue Crown mentioned before? Well, apparently it's the most sought after artifact in the ancient world. It's a real crown too and was created 3,000 years back and has been worn by some of the most famous people through history, including Julius Caesar and Alexander the Great. It was lost in the 1700s but rumoured to have been hunted down by, yep, you guessed it, Blackbeard. That amulet seems to be a key piece to figuring out the directions towards where it's located. While the group hang back home, Cleo heads out to the dock alone and finds herself blindsided by Leitner. She's tied up and taken off, where she comes face to face with none other than Captain Terrence from the second season. So Outer Banks is starting to tighten a screw now, and part of that comes from more light around the treasure and how this ties in with our group. Whether there really is a curse is up for debate, but one thing's for sure, Wes did not commit suicide. The amulet very obviously has clues leading to the next leg of our journey, potentially across to the Middle East or somewhere equally as exotic. However, it's also clear based on this season split into two halves that the second half is where a lot of the drama is being reserved. For now, everything is set up on a precarious knife edge and we'll have to wait and see exactly what will happen next with our characters. Thanks for watching, and do let us know your thoughts in the comments below. Smash a like or subscribe to the channel, your support is very much appreciated. I'm Greg Wheeler, and from all of us over here at The Review Geek, we'll see you on the next video.